Okay, so welcome to my top tier list of Megaman X games. Now, the reason why I decided to make this is because I felt that the why I defend the Megaman X6 as the best Japanese video games ever made was a little bit too messy. And I thought that it would be easy if I showed visuals on it rather than just making a long rant on it. So let's start with some of the examples here. Okay, so we have Command Mission X. I would say that it's a good game. It's a turn-based RPG basically. Now, this may be unexpected though, because I think people expect Mega Man X to be more in the category of like a shooter game. You're kind of exploring around, finding body parts or stuff like that, and getting a boss fight. And people are kind of like, Command Mission X, turn-based RPG. That doesn't sound like Mega Man X, but I think it's good. It does what a game is, so I think it's a good game. Mega Man X2, I will sort of put on a regular. I don't think it's that good. Um, the main reason is because I think the reason why I see it like that is because as a game it's okay, but there is certain narrative to the game that makes you so confused on, okay, am I supposed to do a boss fight or am I supposed to chase these other guys? And I think in terms of narrative, this is just confusing. I think, and that's why I kind of put it just kind of It's not bad, but it's not great either. So that's where I'm gonna put it on. And Mega Man X3, it's gonna. I'm actually gonna make um a new list here. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Add row above. Um, and I'm just gonna call it masterpiece because I feel there needs to be a new row here. So Mega Man X three, that's gonna go on the masterpiece honestly, because in terms of game design, you could play as Zero, even though it's not as cool as maybe X6 or X8. You can play as him, and that's cool. But you can also get robot and mechs and such and save them. And I don't think this is really has been implemented in other games after X3. I'm a little unsure whether X8 had this element to begin with, but maybe it had it, but I don't remember. But X3 kind of introduced it, and I think it should get a masterpiece for that. And it's also just a fun Super Nintendo game. So I'm gonna put it on a masterpiece here. And X4, you know what? I'm just gonna put it on garbage. So why do I hate X4? Because it does nothing new in terms of game design, and it has horrible music. That's why it really is just terrible in every way. It insults the lore. I think it just focuses on the story, and X5 just improved it. And speaking of X5, I would say it is on good. The reason why I put X5 on good is because well, yes, it can be kind of annoying with the text popping up. I agree with that. Um, the reason why it's good is because one, it improved the lore, thank God, over the X4 one, which was just melodramatic nonsense. I mean, what do you do in X games? You're a Maverick hunter. You hunt Mavericks. Like that's it. You don't do whatever you did in Mega Man X4 and had this boring music. And the insulting part is that Mega Man X is known for having really kick-ass metal music, and X4 kind of just said, yeah, let's forget that. Let's have some emotional moments. It's terrible. So X5, hands down, very good. But the text can be annoying. When it pops up all the time. I get that, but X6 kind of fixed that. And now here is the black sheep in the argument. And I'm gonna put it on bad. Um, because while I do like playing this game, it's kind of more on a mediocre than bad, honestly. But it's sort of on a mediocre bad type of game. So I guess I kind of uh, uh, put something like this, maybe. Maybe that's more fair. If I change the mediocre bad on X7 here. Um, while it has a kick-ass soundtrack, and I love that, but um, the reason why this doesn't work that well is because the gameplay is very clunky. You run very slow, you don't move fast enough, and it feels almost like it needed to be way more fixed before it was released. Wasn't polished enough, I think, and it was just uh, you know, I like the idea of a 3D Megaman X games, but if you have played the older one, you know that it's all about speed and gameplay and exploration. And X7 kind of just it was a very sloppy game, is what I'm trying to say. But I like Axel. The English voice acting is also terrible. So if you play X7, just switch to Japanese. They made this improvement way better in X8 though. So the English voice cast is better is way better than Mega Man X8, so that's just what I think. And here I have actually X8, which I put it on. I don't put it on awesome because it's an awesome game. At the first, I thought this was generic. No, I was considering put this on like a 6 out of 10, but it's actually an 8 out of 10 because here's what I don't think people appreciate enough about Mega Man X8 is because it has a thing called research and development. So if you like complete a stage getting metal or scraps from bosses or things you destroy, you can kind of use that to build robot equipment and such. Like I think this actually enhances the gameplay of Mega Man X. Like it's not like Metal Gear Solid 5 where it feels like it doesn't add to the game because it feels so repetitive and the gameplay is just a mess. Where Mega Man X8 actually kind of complements this mechanic of research and development. It makes sense in terms of enjoyment of the game and how you can kind of just have fun in terms of building up your ultimate robot. And I actually do like that they built that on Mega Man X8. So it's not as bad or generic as people say it is. I actually kind of got fooled because it was been ages since I played Mega Man X8, and I replayed it now in a long time, and it's actually not. It's actually a very underappreciated, solid game, honestly. Uh, so yeah, it's definitely a solid game. It's definitely up there with X1, which I'm also gonna put on awesome. Mega Man X1. If you noticed, I put it here side by side with Mega Man X8. Mega Man X1 is maybe not my favorite in the series, but it's an awesome game. Like without this, we wouldn't have the X series either way. Like it was a good introduction, and I think this definitely deserve in like having the awesome rating in my view. So Mega Man X1 gets an awesome rating. It's just a very fun game. You can do lots of stuff. It introduced body part searching, getting powerful, and I've never been a huge fan of Mega Man the Blue Bomber, but I appreciate it. Like it's kind of like a taste and taste certain taste. It's not for me, but I totally get that people like it. Like, it's nothing insulting of Mega Man before X. It's just very. It's just I think that I like more the rush of things. That's why I like X better. But I appreciate Mega Man, the regular series too. And the later ones I could never get into, but the Mega Man X has also always been like the game for me. So yeah, Mega Man X gets an awesome rating. Okay, so um, Mega Man. What's this? Uh, I have no idea what that is. Uh, I'm gonna skip these two and just go over to X6. X6 masterpiece, and I still stand by that. This is like the top notch best Japanese video game that I ever played in my life. Now the only unfairness that I think I agree with is that the enemies at times or in lots of cases do pop up right in front of you sometimes, and it's unfair. I totally get that, but I don't think that alone should ruin the experience of just how fun this is. In terms of, for example, if you rescue a Reploid, you can get stuff from them, and I think that's very cool. And I just like the graphics and the atmosphere of the game. I like the way you can explore around with Zero. And I like that there's just lots of options, explorations, and routes to take in this game. Like, this is honestly not as bad as people say it is. Like, I'm also surprised why people hold X4 in high regards, but consider X6 to be like bad, or I don't agree. I think this is a very top notch game. Maybe I could kind of go down and say maybe I should polish it more on the enemy placement, but in terms of game itself, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just a very cool game. So yeah, I definitely consider this like a masterpiece. And also, they fixed some of the things that X5 had, which is that most calls are optional now, so you don't have to bother with getting pop-up text every time. They only do that if they have some important stuff to tell you, but often they just leave you alone, and I think that's very cool. And it's also very good pacing that the story doesn't ruin the game. If you play as a Zero or X, the story can play out how you want it to. Like, it's actually what a game is supposed to do: interact, with the game. And you can just choose your own way of how you play it. Again, this is example of what a game design should do, not not be just a straight line of generic boring music and nothing to complement the game. Like X6, cool metal music, just cool game, hands down, just freaking awesome. So that's my rating on the tire of what I consider um, the best X games. So you can see here, I'm just gonna let it stand for a little bit here. And that's basically the rating. So let me know what you think about it. Thank you for listening, and bye.